Whenever I'm over in Japan and lucky enough to see these new games, I'm reminded of the first video game I fell in love with, Super Mario World on my Super NES. I played it endlessly, finished with 99 lives, and I still have that cartridge. I bet you remember the first game you fell in love with too. Those of us who play games know that there's nothing quite like them in the world. And those of us who love Nintendo know that no matter what's going on in our lives, we can always count on these games to deliver fun and great gameplay. Because it's Nintendo.
Hello, everyone. This is Satoru Iwata from Nintendo. I'm coming to you from a large conference room on the 7th floor of the Nintendo headquarters in Kyoto. At the end of the month, we will be holding our annual general meetings of shareholders here. Today, we'd like to deliver directly to you updates on games that we will be showing at E3 2013, which starts in Los Angeles in just a few hours. We are broadcasting this Nintendo Direct simultaneously around the world, so thank you for joining us today.
Nogami-san actually came up with the squid idea. One day, out of the blue, he was like, hey, let's make them squids.
Rather than designing the characters and then making a game around that, we instead came up with the game first and then created characters we thought would work well with the gameplay. That's actually how Nintendo prefers to approach game design.
One day, when Sakaguchi-san and I were hanging out on our day off, he said, hey, what if you're able to switch between being a squid and a person? For example, say you can only shoot ink as a person, but as a squid, you're able to perform a wider range of actions.
We've been working together for 30 years now. If there's 3 ideas presented to both of us, we pick the same one.
When you usually make an action game, things like how far you can jump are set at a certain distance, so you would build the terrain with that in mind. But in the case of Yoshi, he's so almighty. If he tries, he can fly as far as he wants. His tongue is the most powerful weapon. Well, it may be weird calling it a weapon.
Nintendo President and COO Reggie
Fils-aimé.
If you say so.
Welcome to E3 Nintendo fans. And you guys thought we wouldn't have a press conference. Not my problem. We have Nintendo's biggest stars backstage ready to make some big announcements.
Oh, great! Another Mario game!
Don't love your tone, but actually no new Mario game today.
What? I'm getting bombed? Bring my cart around! I'm out of here!
The game's producer, Mr. Aonuma, demonstrated how the world of The Wind Waker and HD graphics are a very good match. And that's why he decided to return to this game world. We think that with these improved visuals, the game looks as if it has been reborn. The story of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker takes place on the open seas. The player will control the wind using the item called the Wind Waker and explore different islands scattered across the world. I can't share the full details right now, but we've also made some adjustments to the game to help improve the overall tempo of the exploration. As I mentioned in our January Nintendo Direct, we are seeing incredibly high quality drawings on Miiverse from users who have clearly invested a great deal of time and energy in their creations. We had no idea that Miiverse would be used in this way before we launched Wii U. But then we started to wonder what users could accomplish if we provided them with more complete drawing tools. We asked our development team to create software that would help us answer this question. Here it is. A new installment of the Art Academy series is in development for Wii U. You will be able to use pencils, colored pencils, and pastels as you draw directly on the gamepad screen and post your creations to Miiverse. We hope that you will continue to surprise us by creating and posting such great drawings with this software.
Mr. Iwata? Oh, wow. Yes, we're ready to start filming the Nintendo digital event for E3 2015.
Okay, thank you. I will head directly to the stage. Reggie, are you ready for the digital event?
Nintendo 62, Nintendo 63, Nintendo 64. My puppet body is ready.
I'm here.
Hey, Fox, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, come on, Fox. Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Barrel roll? I can do better than that.
Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3.
How about this instead?
Hey, wait a minute. If Nintendo's heroes are backstage, who's watching the bad guys?
Not my problem.
It's me, Wario!
I guess this is my problem. While I go Reggie on these fools, here's what's new.
When we first thought of the idea of Super Mario Bros., we had a concept of land, air, and sea. See this old sketch of Mario throwing fireballs from a moving cloud? You can now do that in Super Mario Maker. You can even control where the cloud flies.
In the old days, when we needed to fix or change part of the course, it would get really messy if we tried to edit the original drawing. So we'd put this see-through paper on top to make edits.
A lot of things might look familiar, but you can combine various elements from the different games to create entirely new stuff. Like stacking different enemies on top of each other to make a huge tower, and then putting a bullet bill on top.
it became harder to create that feel of being in a vast world. For example, in Wind Waker, we used various techniques to create a wide world where you could freely explore many isolated islands. But it was very hard to create one large world where everything felt connected. We had to design small, bounded areas with a defined entrance and exit. And putting them all together made it feel like you were playing in a large world. But you still couldn't cut through the boundaries wherever you liked to explore that world. Today, I'd like to talk to everyone about the latest Zelda game for Wii U. But first, please take a look at how the game looks on screen. This is the new world of Zelda.
I'm here in the backstage of Nintendo's E3 booth at LACC. Our booth will open to the public on Tuesday at noon. We are filming this on Monday LA time, so the booth isn't done yet. Please think of this as taking an inside look backstage. Earlier this year, we announced that we are not going to be doing a presentation like we did in previous years, and there were news articles that said Nintendo is not going to E3, which is not true. There are many demonstrations inside the booth. Just for Wii U, there are 71. You can see the Nintendo 3DS demonstration right over here. You can play the new Zelda, Mario & Luigi, and Yoshi games. If you look up, you can see signs of our games on display. Attendees can play Super Mario 3D World and Mario Kart 8. Shall we go to the Pikmin area?
Most times, I start by making a course I want to play, which is usually like a 2-1 or 2-2. Once that's done, we try to make it a little easier, so we move on to making 1-1. It's always like that. I may come across as a mean person by saying this, but in 1-1, there's a Goomba, which is clearly an enemy, but there's also a super mushroom, and you might run when you first see it. You run, but there's a block above, so you can't run. So if you jump, the ceiling is low, so you usually hit it. But when you do, you grow big. It's a surprise. There are stairs, but there are gaps. But the first gap has a floor, and the second one is the one you want to avoid because it's bottomless. There are a lot of different ways to play depending on your style. Some people like to stay hidden in the ink for a long time and wait for the perfect chance to pop out. Other people just blaze ahead, inking a path to try to get as far as they can into enemy territory as fast as they can. There are a lot of different tactics you can employ, but no matter how you play, the ink you're shooting has an effect on everyone else. You'll never feel like you're playing alone or in a vacuum. It's pretty magical, really. Amano-san, you like to try and ambush people, right?
Do I? Yeah, I guess so.
I play it a bit safer and lay down a lot of ink and make it hard for enemies to advance into my team's territory. I like to stay at home and protect the base.
Yeah, that's not my style at all.
I'm just plain bad.
Yeah, Nogami-san, you're really not very good.
Nice try! You're nothing compared to the Underworld army! Lady Valentina?
Oh, I'm not here to save you, Pit. here for a little, divine intervention.
Hello!
Hello.
Hey, look, I'm really sorry about kidnapping you 80 plus times. My bad. So, is it cool if I have the last donut? I deserve that.
You may be curious about why I am wearing this hat. As you can see, this is Mario's twin brother, Luigi's hat. Even though he has appeared in so many games, he is still timid after all these years. We have several games featuring Luigi that we released in 2013, so we'd like to call it the Year of Luigi. Today, I have some additional news about Wii U that pertains to one of our well-known characters that dresses in green. He might like the same color as Luigi, but I'm actually talking about Link.
The world in these games can be quite peaceful. However, it is a Zelda game after all, so strong enemies will certainly appear. Even in this setting, powerful enemies appearing in such a peaceful world is one of the defining features of the Zelda series.
I think that's one convention we can keep, right?
We began today having a little fun imagining ourselves as characters in the Star Fox universe. But that opening was more than just fun. It also represents a theme you're going to encounter consistently throughout Nintendo's experience for E3. That theme is transformation. Recently, Mr. Iwata has made several announcements on how Nintendo itself is being transformed, with expansion to Universal theme parks, mobile devices, and our new dedicated game platform, codenamed NX, which we'll tell you more about in 2016. Today, our purpose is more immediate, to focus on the transformations you'll be enjoying right inside your Nintendo gameplay in the coming months. If there's a secret to the longevity of Nintendo franchises, it is transformation. We never let them stand still.
I'm Masahiro Sakurai from Sora Limited. Here at the Nintendo Digital event, I'd like to lead off by talking about Super Smash Bros. Right now, you're seeing two familiar bigwigs facing off in a friendly battle. But this isn't a simple pre-rendered animation. What you are seeing will be possible in the new Smash Bros. Games. Now, by using a Mii fighter, anyone can join the battle.
Back in the day, we had to create everything by hand. To design courses, we would actually draw them one at a time onto these sheets of graph paper. We'd then hand our drawings to the programmers, who would code them into a build. While digging up these old documents, we found this. It's very precious.
While I've changed out of my Fireflower suit for now, Mario is still close to my heart. You may recognize this as what Mr. Iwata used earlier to defeat my Mii fighter in Super Smash Bros. Now, I'll say there's no way he beats me without resorting to a little magic. And in fact, I'm right. That's exactly what he did. Because this is no ordinary toy. This is one of the first in a new line of products Nintendo has in development called Amiibo.
Yoshi can eat up and spit out the other Yoshi wherever he likes. This is really important in co-op, and can be used in a way to attack the other player. Really, a wide range of gameplay is possible.
101. You ain't done yet. Yeah, feel the burn. Keep it up, son. Pick up the pace, baby. Jab, jab. 1, 2. Faster, faster. Hit him, baby. Get serious, kid. Smash him. Straight. Uppercut. Punch, punch, punch. Give him the good.
ever take those gloves off?
No! Take my gloves off, do whatever I want. Oh, here we go. Okay, now. Shut up!
You can even put things we've never placed underwater. Right, there are some enemies that don't normally appear underwater, like Goombas. When you put one underwater in Super Mario Maker, it will swim like a small shrimp. When playing in multiplayer, we frequently hear Mr. Aonuma yelling excitedly about the game.
I have the loudest voice on the team.
This time it's about a textured look, and we also wanted to give the world a handmade feel. But we then asked, what makes things look handmade? We tried making things of our own, hoping that it would help in reflecting the handmade feel to the game.
There is certainly a key phrase that I have. It's amazing Yoshi. I always want to put in the element of surprise. And I want to make it a game that brings a smile to your face just by owning it.
There always has to be something new, something compelling. And that even applies to the game Super Mario Bros., which is celebrating its 30th anniversary in 2015. To say he's been transformed over the years is obvious. But along the way, he's also transformed gaming, from establishing the platforming genre on the NES to the 3D world of Super Mario 64. Later this year, Super Mario Maker will take the next step by turning the essence of game creation over to you, our fans. Now, players will become creators as you build your own Mario levels that can be shared globally with friends. And who knows, maybe even I'll be playing, and of course beating, your latest creation. Thanks for coming back, Mario.
Maybe now you reconsider announcing Mario Ballet. What about Star Fox?
I wonder what's next.
Hello, this is Satoru Iwata from Nintendo. It looks like I'll be delivering the first Nintendo Direct of 2014 directly to you. For global broadcast, we usually start streaming Nintendo Direct in the morning, so thank you to our live stream viewers for joining us at this later time.
It's like game design training software.
Try it if you want to get into game design.
With enough practice, anyone can become a good course designer.
I can't wait to drop off the battle bus and meet some of you on the battlefield in Fortnite.